he be a one-hit wonder when the solo part of a two-sided group album, he had 2 hits on. He had 2 hits. Now, Hey Ya is a much bigger hit than Roses Really Smell Like Boo Boo Boo, but like that was a hit. Like people really like that song. So like, and then also, not to mention that he is one half of what some people consider the greatest duo in hip hop history. Some people consider them the greatest duo in hip hop history. So,
and even though like it comes from Stankonia, like Mrs. Jackson and stuff, is like mostly him for, you know what I mean. So like you can't.
Ixnay. Do not say this, because I ran into this situation. Rashani back in the day did this thing called the Hip Hop Roundtable, and they brought the different regions in, and they were picking their best rappers in they said the best rappers in the regions. I realized during that and going forward, there are way too many people that care about Big Boy more than the rest of us do. Dog, do not, like, I'm saying, like, it would be like, well, if you say something. No. What I'm about to say to you. Here's what I'm going to say to you. If you say anything semi-derogatory about Big Boy as it pertains to Andre, make it seem like Andre is Beyonce and Big Boy is Michelle. We are going to have the same reaction as Nightwish fans, but it's going to be niggas. So, like, be careful, because this is a serious subject to some people.
I really
this is a very serious subject to some people.
I'm like going in the red for some reason. There. How's that?
You sound the same to me. So
yeah, I know that, but I was like looking at my levels. But I was just saying. I wasn't saying anything derogatory about Big Boy.
No, if you say anything like he is less than,
I wasn't saying he was less than. I was just saying that on that song.
Go ahead and say the views and comments of Chase does not reflect the thoughts and views of Scarcasm, Geek Scar and Raw, and any entity thereof.
It's the COVID got to his head, started messing with his opinions.
This don't reflect on me, dog.
Yeah, but how is saying that Andre saying that part derogatory on Big Boy? I mean, that don't mean that Big Boy didn't.
He ain't saying nothing.
I ain't about to say no words on this, like none. No, I'm sorry, dog. You are on an island, because I know what happened.
I like Big Boy a lot. I like some of his solo albums too. He did some stuff with that not Portishead, the other one. They're like a trip hop group. What the fuck are they called? Anyway, but he did some. I'll think of them.
He did Big Grams with somebody, right?
It's not Sneaker Pimps. It's one of them. It's one of them type of groups. But that shit was really good. Oh, Little Dragon. There you go. He did stuff with Little Dragon, and that shit was really good. I love that shit.
He did, but he also did Big Grams with a group called Phantogram. Apparently, they make electronic rock music. But they made like a little group, and they made an album, and they had some production from Skrillex and all kinds of shit on the Big Grams album.
Oh, okay.
But one thing you're not gonna get me to say anything negative about Big Boy.
I'm not trying to get you to say anything. I love Big Boy. What the fuck are we talking about?
We love Big Boy around here. Scarcasm. We love Big Boy.
But you know what we hate? We fucking hate Nightwish. Nightwish is trash.
What the hell is Nightwish?
Oh my god! You haven't been listening to the show, have you?
No, I haven't. No, I have not. Are you talking about the Finnish band, that rock band?
Yes.
Oh, yo. Okay.
We did a review that Scott suggested, and we didn't get it. and they came after us. I think you should find that video and you should just look through the comments, and you are going to have yourself all the fun.
Well, you should watch the video first and then see if. Don't let the comments taint the video. So see if you think the video.
They got their squad to come after you.
No, they came in.
Oh, they themselves. Okay, that's
the fans. The fans.
Oh, the fans. Okay,
the fans came for us, like, because we didn't get it and we made jokes, you know. And so please, if you want to have a great fucking time, look through those comments. Now, I will say for the first like day or so, I responded to every comment, every single one, and there were hundreds.
Wow!
And in a few days, we had like 4,000 views.
They got the Wish Hive. They got you, huh? Not the Beehive, the Wish Hive.
No, they call themselves the Army, apparently. and what makes it worse?
They have regiments.
They actually, when they show up in the comments, they say, like, you know, Army U.S. Northeast Division reporting in, sir. Like, you know, they say shit like that in the fucking comments, and I'm like, whoa, this shit is not normal. Like, this shit is not normal. There is nothing normal about it.
I was going to say this before the podcast, but the thing is, I was talking to the gamer husbands, not gamer husbands, the other one, gamer vessels, but gaming vessels. I was talking to Joe, and there's a guy in their group named John, and we talk about metal and stuff a lot. And I was like, dude, you guys got to hear about this shit that was been going down in our channel. But and then he was just laughing. John, he was like, something else come up, and they were talking about ages or something. I was like, am I the youngest person here? And they were like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 38. And then they were like, no wonder you didn't like Nightwish. Most of those Nightwish people are like in their 60s.
Wow.
And I looked at the analytics, and yes, between 50 and 60 were the analytics of most of those comments.
That's fucking crazy. I thought it would be kids, because like the way that they were responding. Now, some people I can tell before, you know, the people who had actual pictures, the people who responded, it was just like, I get it, it's not your thing. But you probably shouldn't have been disrespectful. Like, you know, what you said was disrespectful. But they didn't really go too far with it. Yeah. Like, with the ones that actually had pictures, they did look like older people. Older white dudes. Like, let's be honest, they look like older white people. Most of the people who I thought was young are the people who ain't had no pictures. So, like, it could be a situation to whereas I just thought that, like, it would be kids that's coming after us about this shit.
They Europeans.
Apparently not.
Because they were saying some things about us being dumb Americans and we don't get shit.
Yeah. Very, very much Europeans. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Europeans I
can't believe you missed this whole thing. Like, we've been talking about this shit in the thing, in the middle of my man and his long paragraphs about everything. Don't.
I hope you're not recording.
No, we're live, motherfucker. We're live, motherfucker. Your boy Matt doesn't speak in nothing but paragraphs. Like, Matt said something the other day in response to what we were talking about. And what up, Blue? Matt said something in response to something that we talked about, and it was one sentence, and I was shocked.
Gar almost fell out of his chair, huh?
I was at work like, yo, he said something less than a paragraph. Every time he posts something, I'm just like, I'm not about to sit here and read.
You ought to get yourself a party little. Every time he does a sentence, you just go, just, you know, to yourself.
you know, I actually, okay, this may be TMI.
Okay.
TMI. I was having sex one time, and then when this chick popped off, right? She started making a noise, and it sounded like the little things for parties that when you blow in it, the thing pops out. So like she started popping off, and she was like, like it was like.
That's what I was talking about. Those things.
Yeah, every time, and now every time we are somewhere and we hear that, like we're watching something and they have a party and they go surprise, we send each other a message like and just laugh. So yeah.
Where are we live at? On YouTube?
No, we on Twitch.
Oh, on Twitch. Okay.
We twitching out here. What up, Blue?
Jump in there,
dog. We about to actually get this thing started. Yeah, man. I've had a week, so let's do this. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scarfinger. This is Scarcasm. Chase is in the building. Sam is back in the building, and we just gonna talk, man. Like I've been getting these days confused, right? Because like now, even though we do the podcast bi-weekly, the intervening weeks we do the reactions. So I had no idea which week this was because I get everything confused.
Well, the other weird thing about doing the bi-weekly, it was August again. Next time we record it, it will be August, which we will get into later. But on the YouTube playlist for the 2022 videos, there was still April videos in like the main screen. So it's like so in the past 6 months, like the same videos are up. So it's weird. We're doing the reactions now, so we are filling in our weeks to keep it active. But it is weird, like having only 2 episodes a month. You know what I mean?
And you know what? I'm gonna say something to you, brother. Chase.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the COVID or whatever, but bro, you sound fantastic today, dog. Like you sound like you have a real like radio voice. Like you're kind of in there. Like I wish my voice sounded like that. Like I'm like, you know me.
It's
Like
that 5G. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you are making a sound that I wanted to make. Like I said, you know what? I'm just gonna start smoking cigarettes because I heard it makes your voice deeper. But like, but no, apparently it doesn't. But yeah, you sound fantastic today, sir.
Thank you. Well, thank you for tuning in to QXC 95. Next up is Mariah Carey with.
No, you know what? You remember when I had the Sam? Remember when I had the idea that we were going to record a podcast and it was going to be like we were recording at a radio station in Saints Row?
Yeah, we're talking about that. Yeah.
It was gonna be it was like I had the whole concept out like WAVY, the motion and still like so it was like I had the whole concept and then like nobody really wanted to do it, like, and then it was like, you know, I was actually gonna try to get Rashani to actually write it. Because, you know, Rashani.
I used to sit there like it was in the first Saints Row game, right? Because they didn't really have it in the second one. The live talk shows and stuff. Like I used to just sit there in the car in Saints Row and just listen to the shows, to John and David or whatever their names were.
Yes, and then of course you get the achievement for if you sit in the car and you let Take On Me play. And if you're not doing if you're not doing anything, your character will start singing.
You start singing, yeah.
You get an
I think in the third one, it's that Sublime song. I think.
It's what I got.
What I got. There you go. That's not Sublime. I don't know.
Each one, it is. Each one has a different song, and I think the fourth one is the Biz Markie song.
I didn't make it to the fourth one.
I started the fourth one, and I said, "Look, motherfuckers, I've already played Crackdown."
Dude, once they put us into the virtual world, I was like, I'm out. I'm out.
I mean, I finished it, but I definitely liked the first 3 more. Or at least two and three.
2 is the pinnacle. Like, I like 3, but it feels way more restrictive than 1 and 2. It feels like they definitely want you on this path. You are going this way. It's not, you have 3 games, take care of them how you want to. It was like, nah, dog, you got to follow this story. It felt a little bit more linear, with the exception of the side stuff. It felt way more linear.
Well, what you guys think of what they're putting down for this new one?
Oh, the new one? I saw the trailer.
I hate it.
You hate
it? A little bit too zillennial for you?
Yes. It's like it's Saints Row, but for like these kids, and it's just like, yo, these kids don't have a reference for Saints Row. Like these kids don't love Saints Row the way we love Saints Row.
They ain't about that, bro.
Exactly, they're not about that life.
No, it was like I read the comments and they're like, "Oh, whatever." They're drawing real men and real women. I'm like, no, they're like, the game that we're fighting looks more like the Saints than they do. I'm like, dude, calm down. It's just a video game. Take it easy. Go watch Fox News or something.
Well,
I'll wait for it to go on like Game Pass or some shit. Like I'm not going to pay money for this.
Yeah, you pretty much said the same thing that Shonuff said, but he said like it seems like Saints Row, but for like people that work at baristas.
You know what I mean? Like
it's funny.
It's like Saints Row, but for people who have always just had the new iPhone. You know what I mean? Like
that are actually on the plan that like you just get one. You're on
exactly
like iPhone Game Pass.
Yeah, this is Saints Row for people who are stuck in the Apple ecosystem because it works for them. You know what I mean? Like, fuck out of here. I don't think this.
The Apple ecosystem doesn't work for no one. I don't know what.
People love it, and I'm not one of those people that's going to talk shit about it. It works for some people.
You can have the Apple Hive coming after you.
And they love spending ridiculous amounts of money for very regular stuff, as opposed to like going somewhere like Samsung or some of those Asian places that Blue likes to get his phones from.
Is that all he gets from the Asian places?
No, he buys the like Huawei and all of this other stuff. We were talking because when I play the Division now, my homeboy actually got on to Discord and he has his own Discord, and we was on playing, and then Blue tried to send us a thing on the Xbox, and it was like, nah, dog, we on Discord. So I sent him a thing to Discord, and we were having a conversation. He said, yo, I have an LG. Do they even make phones anymore? Didn't they say they stopped making phones? But anyway, but he was talking about because my homeboy, he actually works for Verizon, I think, in their cell phone department. So they're having all of this like talk about fucking cell phones and shit like that. And I'm just kind of like, yo, dog, we just gonna kill some shit right now? Like, cause I'm like, I don't really give a shit about cell phones, dog. It's kind of like being in the other group with Blue, and they start talking about game engines, and I'm just kind of like, can we please stop talking about game engines? But yeah, they were having this conversation about cell phones, and it was just weird because he said he has one of the last models, the Velvet. What is that, Velvet? I hate myself for that. But yeah, they were just talking about cell phones and stuff like that, and my eyes were getting crossed. I was just kind of like, I don't get any of this. I've had my phone for years, my current phone. I actually have a new phone. I never took my SIM card out of this fucking thing and put it into the phone. I carry that other phone with me in my bag that I take to work every fucking day, and I just never remember to switch my fucking SIM card. I have a Samsung phone. It's not a highfalutin Samsung phone, but I have a Samsung phone that I bought off my friend who works in the cell phone place, and he unlocked it and everything for me, and I never think to just switch my damn SIM card over.
Dude, I was just about to say that you are the most iPhone user-esque Google user that I've ever seen. Because how plain you keep things. Like all the customizations and all that stuff, you don't fuck with any of that stuff. And that's where Google...
Not anymore. I used to. And, I realized I was having this conversation that but people were talking about ringtones. And I said that I have no idea what my ringtone sounds like because my ringer is always on vibrate. So it just stays there.
I did.
Apparently, I still have the stock ringtone, or the Cricket's stock ringtone on this thing is my ringtone because I turned my volume up by accident one day and someone called me and I was like,
"You're like, what's that?"
It's like, It's like somebody got the stock cricket ringtone. Oh shit, that's me. Like, you know what I mean? Because I turned my volume up by accident one time.
Well, yeah, I didn't really change my ringtone around until one day I just got tired of someone else calling that had like a Pixel or a Google or something on their phone, and I think it's me. So I did change it a little bit. I found one that was called like the Retro Pack or whatever, but it's part of the Android package. But it was all like video game sounding, like little blings, like little Mario type sounds and stuff. So when I hear one of those little chiptune type sounds, I know it's me because I got tired of just being like, "Is that me? Is that me? Is that me?" But so you know,
Yeah, I don't turn my ringer on.
I
It's
I do have my ringer on, but I put on Do Not Disturb, and I star people. And the only people that can get through Do Not Disturb are starred. So then, Discord, Messenger, any sort of anything, any app or whatnot does not make a noise except for like Amber or my mom.
my mom came to see me on Saturday. Here's the thing about my mama, and I love my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. But my mama is on the other side of a cold. So she's still coughing a little bit, and you can hear that she's still got a little bit of congestion or whatever like that. And they wanted to go out to eat. So we ended up at Golden Corral. And my mama is coughing her ass off in Golden fucking Corral. And I know it's the other side of a cold, but everyone else don't know that.
Right.
So I'm just kind of looking around, and people are looking at her like, "Why are you here?" And I'm like, "I don't know either." Like, but I made some cookies for my mama. We had a cool little time. So
You know what I made you like a little church fan that you just put up and it says "Not the Rona, not the Rona."
Exactly. Yeah. It's been a week for me. I don't even want to get too deep into it, but it's been a week for me.
It's been a week for Chase too.
But I had a yeah. I mean, Chase got the Rona, so like, of course, Chase got the cooties.
I'll start calling it the vids now instead of the Rona. The Rona's getting a little played out. The vids, but it's kind of like the bins, but kind of like. But anyway,
I'll allow it. I mean, you got it, so you got it. I don't, so I'll allow
you can call it what you want, Chase.
And I've been boosted, and I'm really up for my second booster, and I don't know if I want to do it. But every time I get around this time, something happens to someone close to me, and I'm like, maybe I should get that boost. Huh? Maybe I should go ahead and get that boost. I mean, I might feel like shit for a couple of days, but
every time I think I want to get it, because I've gotten the first two shots, but I never got the third. Every time I feel like, maybe I should go out and get it, I always check it. It's always booked, always super booked. I'm like, because it always happens during a time where like it's starting to pop up again. I'm like, maybe I should go out and do that.
Really, around here, like you can just sign up at Walgreens and you can go today.
Yeah, I know. Like there are periods where we have that too, but there's just sometimes whenever I feel like I might have to, other people also think at the same time, I might have to as well. Yeah, we go and get that 5G.
Yeah, what you call it? Blue said that he took a vacation. Blue was on vacation this week, and he said that he was in Colorado and he didn't have his actual his actual 5G. He said that shit was rough.
Hey G, you all right, Blue? Without the 5G.
Yeah, how you been, dog? What?
Just been here, just trying to survive. Been watching a lot of stuff on TV just because I don't have anything else to do. Okay. Like I don't really play games anymore. Just watch stuff on TV.
Yeah, I don't play a lot, but I have played a little bit. And I'm going to be playing something with my daughter when she gets back. I'm kid free for a week, and that's great. Okay. So
we all got a little gray in our beards. Yeah, I noticed that.
I'm not, man. I'm old. I'm the oldest person here. So you should have seen me before I cut this shit. Like I cut this shit yesterday, and like all up in here, like shit's fucked up for your boy.
We're like the gray beards from Skyrim.
Yeah.
There's these three old men who they call the gray beards.
Okay. They live on top of a mountain, and they talk
to dragons.
They talk to dragons.
They commune with the dragons. Dragons tell them stuff.
That sounds like a drug reference. They live on top of the mountain and they talk to dragons. That sounds like chasing a dragon to me, dog. Like,
yo, man.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You got to try this one. It's called the Dragon's Tongue. We call this one Dovahkiin.
Nah, me, it's real out here in these streets. You need to get some of this wet dragon juice. Like, what the fuck is dragon juice?
Isn't that? I swear that's like a vape flavor, isn't it?
I've never heard of it, but I wouldn't be surprised. There's a fragrance. What is it called? It's Dragon's Blood. Is an actual fragrance that you can make like candles and shit out of. I heard most people are highly repulsed by it.
Huh.
Maybe
if there's dragon fruit, so.
Nah, Dragon's Blood is like you know what? Let me look it up. I'm just gonna look it up and explain what it.
Have you ever ate the dragon fruit, the one that has the little pockets?
No, that's what you call it.
That's passion
dragon fruit.
Passion.
Yeah.
Have you ever well, passion fruit? Have you actually ate one of those, like the actual fruit?
Not that I.
Well,
it's
crazy. You open it and you see those little things, and you can pop those out into like a bowl and eat them like candy. It's weird, but it's good.
Okay, that's weird. All right, so I'm pulling up Dragon's Blood fragrance oil, and we're gonna see what the notes are, dog. All right, so it says it's a mixture of fresh orange and grape, sensual clove and rose with a woody patchouli base. I think most people, if you don't like patchouli, Dragon's Blood ain't for you.
Is that kind of thing to where like you're either hot or cold on things that taste smoked?
Yeah, it's an acquired taste type shit, you know?
Yeah.
That type of shit. But yeah, so I mean, do you even know how you got the Rona?
I'm pretty much from work. I mean, it's the only place I've ever go, really. You know what I mean? So,
you don't go down to the Walmarts?
I mean, yeah, but I order my shit. I park. I've been doing that forever.
Walmart delivery is like the most amazing thing.
I've never done it.
Well, A, I don't have to walk in there anymore, and B, like I'm not subject to impulse buying. Like everything I want to buy, I'm like, okay.
You're also able to budget better because you were like, this is what I want to get. I'm going to spend this. This is $120, exactly what I want to spend. Boom, I get it.
Yeah, I was spending way less than I would if I actually walked in there. It's amazing.
They try to tempt you on the website. You go to check out and be like, how about these things? How about these things? But those are a lot easier to just like go away than like sitting there and looking at the.
Yeah, like if I'm walking by the checkout thing and I see like the little hot lamps where they got like the little corn dogs and stuff, I might be inclined to pick up about 2 or 3 of those. You know.
Yeah, because they're fucking corn dogs. All they really need right now, and I know sometimes they got them in the back, right, what the chicken and shit is. Yeah. But all you need some corn dogs and some mozzarella sticks.
And sadly, though, none of the hot foods are available for delivery, which is sad. I'm like, man, I feel like an egg roll. I feel like some potato wedges. Nope, too bad.
Nah, I mean, some fucking wingettes.
Some of those popcorn shrimps, you know.
Yeah, I never had the popcorn shrimp, but I love Walmart chicken, bro. That should just the only thing about Walmart chicken is that should give me heartburn like fuck. That should wake you up out of your sleep like heartburn, nigga. Like, whoa, calm down. Let me go get some Tums. and every time I think I'm straight. Every single time I think I'm straight. I have some Walmart chicken and I'm like, cool, Walmart chicken. And I go to sleep that night. It's like, wake your ass up.
That's the name of the show, Walmart Chicken.
No, wake your ass up. It's heartburn, bitch. Like, nah, I don't think can you cuss in one of these?
I mean, maybe if you replace it with symbols and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, you probably got to do the symbols. Oh, speaking of the show notes,
spell it beach.
I hate what the fuck they did to Google Drive. They started doing some shit where they replace like locations of shit. So like the show notes don't show up on the first page on the little side anymore. Oh,
that because I was uploading. I have the little micro SD thing that goes into my camera, and then like the only thing I have that has a micro SD is my little Chromebook. So I upload things in there and upload them to the drive and go look for them, and they're not there. They're somewhere else. So yeah, I get what you're saying now. That's a recent thing because I didn't notice that before.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, they sent me like a bunch of a bunch of notifications like, yeah, we moved some things around. It's like, okay, but like, did I ask you to do that?
Nobody told you to do that, dude.
It's like someone coming into your office and I cleaned your office. Look how pristine. It was like, how am I supposed to know where anything is now? But
Yeah. Okay. I use symbol replacements, but I use symbol replacements with basically the same thing. I said, wake your ass with $2 for the S's.
Wake your ass.
Wake your ass up. Wake your ass up. It's Heartburn, bitch, and instead of the I, it's an exclamation point, which is basically an upside down I. I won. I figured this out. I won. I just want to take my win. Just saying.
okay.
All right. So,
But
all right. So
I was getting into a little bit the because on Thursday I went to work, right, and then like I was like I don't really feel too good, but dude's gonna get to work, and I knew that he hadn't been feeling good, and then when I went there, I was like, after he was done, I just gotta go home, and then I went to bed. I slept the rest of that day, and then on Friday I was feeling like absolute death, but everything was just sinuses. Like it was just like I had the worst sinus infection of my life, and but the whole time like this shit. This tastes like lemon fucking lime Gatorade. I have not lost my taste this whole time. The only reason
Some say you never had taste to begin with.
Well, no.
Damn.
You would say that if it was grape. Grape is one of those things that whereas every time you just fucking forget and you're just like, yo, grape Gatorade. Fuck yeah, man. And then you get it and you remember why you don't buy grape Gatorade. It's fucking disgusting.
I don't remember ever having that.
It's disgusting. You never want this shit. Like something about the grape that just don't taste right. Like something is just it tastes. You know what? It tastes. Grape Gatorade tastes the way that I would expect grape Fabuloso to taste like.
Hey, Chase, when you do lose your taste, do a video of you biting into an onion.
Okay, because before, like, I thought when people said, "Oh, you lose your taste and smell," I was like, I assumed that it would have been like when you normally have a cold. When you normally have a cold, like maybe things don't taste quite right, or things are subdued. Like I can't taste this like I normally would. No, it's like no fucking taste. Like my work sent me Cracker Barrel, fucking like, was it country fried steak and gravy and stuff, and I was like, awesome, I'm so hungry, and then it was just like I was just putting nothing in my mouth. I didn't want it. And I was just like, get this shit out of here.
If you want to let the review for Cracker Barrel, your stuff tastes horrible.
I have never
taste
had
like
Cracker
nothing.
Barrel. I have never. Yeah, a lot of people were doing that. I'll talk about that in a second. But I have never had Cracker Barrel that wasn't breakfast.
I tried their lunch and dinner one time. Never again. Breakfast all the way.
Nah, here's what I do.
The only thing that's lunch or dinner that I do is the but is country fried steak. But
I went with my ex to Bob Evans once, and it was kind of like in the brunchy area, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try something else, and I decided to get one of their hamburgers, and she got the breakfast. And I was mad as a bitch that I didn't get the breakfast. The hamburger was really good, but it wasn't as good as that breakfast would have been. But the hamburger was really good. Like Bob Evans hamburger, I don't know what the fuck that was, but that shit was good.
It's kind of like
watching her eat breakfast, it was like, fuck man, I should have got breakfast.
The car, what is it? That British car show where he's like, I love this, but this is brilliant or whatever. Is what you were saying. It's a meme or whatever.
I don't know dick about cars, dog.
It's not really about cars. It's a meme.
Okay, I've been watching that show on YouTube. I've been watching clips of this show called "I Accidentally Became a Meme," and like they're explaining like what happened. I watched like 3 of them shits today. The Irma Gerd chick, and I watched the which other one did I watch? I watched the one where the little girl's looking at the burning house.
Oh yeah, that one.
I watched that one, and I think I watched one more. Let me double check.
Is it true that the girl from the Ermagerd, that she grew up to be attractive?
No, she's not.
Okay,
She's not.
So it's just that's its own meme then. Okay.
No, and then I watched the lady with the face. I watched her. Apparently she had just did a TikTok video where she was trying kombucha for the first time, and she was just kind of like, I don't like this, but no, it's actually all right, and that became the meme. Do you know that meme got her fired from her job, bro? Really? Yeah.
Well, because she was recognizable, and people started quit going there.
No, because she said she said that a gay site got a hold of the meme, and they started putting words to it. And like the first time I tried eating ass and stuff like that, and it was just kind of like, I think this all right, like that type of thing. So like it was like that, and she said, having to try to explain that this had nothing to do with her to a boomer, like, you know what I mean? Like her boss was a boomer.
Wait, so how did he know about that?
So, I mean, somebody brought it to her attention, and like it's crazy.
Imagine getting called into the office like, so it says here that you like eating ass. Can you explain yourself?
Exactly. Like she was just trying to explain, like, that's not me. I didn't, like, all I did was put up the video of me drinking the kombucha, and this turned into a thing.
And then the boss is like, all right, cool. Okay, cool. Now can you eat mine?
and then I watched the one about the obsessive girlfriend one.
Oh yeah, her.
Is she? Yeah. She's supposedly like a really like good person. Like she
wanted to make a career out of it, and then once she got tired of it, she was like, "All right, I'm out."
She talks about that. She talked about that. She did that video. It was for a contest.
For
Justin Bieber
contest.
A Justin Bieber contest, and she made a parody song out of one of his songs that was a part of the contest. And the beginning of the song is a relatively long instrumental intro, and she didn't know what to do. And she said, fourth take of this, she just stared and looked as creepily as she could muster, and that's what turned into the meme.
She did another one for like a parody of Call Me Maybe, where she just like pops up out of the ground like,
Yeah, she said, and then she talked about like being a content creator and like what that did to her, and like she had to be on like medication, and she had to get like therapy.
She bounced a few years ago.
She got out of there. I think she says she's a teacher now.
Oh yeah, that's good for her.
So yeah, I watched that one, and the little girl with the burning house is kind of weird, because she said that it was just kind of they were clearing some space, and they donated that house to the fire department. So they saw that the fire department was down there, so they walked down there to try to see what was going on. All of the fire people are around there, and they're not doing anything, because they were just lighting the house on fucking fire just so they could clear the way or whatever like that. And her dad had just got a new camera and took a picture of her and her brother. And she was like, he got behind her and said, "Smile." And that was her, like, kind of, like, smile. And that turned into the meme. He submitted that to a magazine of like a JPEG magazine. I've never heard of JPEG magazine. But
that sounds like a Hank Hill thing.
Yeah, so a JPEG magazine, and he actually won a contest for, like, it was like, showing emotion or something like that. So and then it just became a meme after that. But she said the biggest she ever felt with it is like she took the JPEG magazine to school. And she was like in middle school or some shit at the time. It was just like, yo, I'm in a fucking magazine. But yeah, so I've been watching those. Those are really interesting, especially the like Umagerd chick. Like that picture had been taken when she was like really young, and it was a fucking Polaroid. And wow. like for years it had just been like she was trying to look as nerdy as possible, and then holding up Goosebumps books. And she said that someone got the picture off of the friend who took its MySpace page.
Wow.
And it was a MySpace page attached to like a photo bucket or some shit like that. And some young dude found that shit there and then made it. And then it made it to like Reddit or somewhere like that. And then it just kind of took off from Reddit.
I've been looking at something similar, but not like a video. There's this Facebook group called Unearthing Crusty Pictures. And it's basically people who, the people in the group go back in time to like 2005, when Facebook first started, and look up like the weirdest fucking pictures that people have posted. Because back then, people didn't give a fuck. They posted their drunk photos. They posted stuff they don't do anymore. And so, this group just basically just reshares those old photos who are still attached to people's Facebooks. And it's really funny.
Some people really overshare on the internet.
Yeah, 05, 06 to about 2010, that was the Wild Wild West of Facebook.
Well, that was the Wild Wild West of the internet, because back then the internet was just us. It wasn't really attached to getting jobs. It wasn't attached to us as a person, like how Facebook is like your name. This is your profile. It was like Scarfinger and Reckless Mage, you know what I mean? And then you'd be a bunch of shit, and your grandma and them won't own the internet with you.
I mean, could you imagine if I posted now what I was posting back then? Stuff like, where the white women at?
I ain't changed nothing about
if I posted that today, they'd be like, do you need to talk to somebody? Are you okay?
I don't change nothing about how I post. The only thing that I've changed in the over the years is I stopped posting about my relationship stuff after I went too far online, and it backfired. I did a whole video about it, on the Scarfinger Hood Rich YouTube channel. It's called "The Internet Is Not Your Friend." It's the last video I actually did, and it was a while ago. But but other than that, like I tell people, especially older people, like family members and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm not switching this up for you. Like, you know what I mean? My mama, one of my Facebook friends. Yeah. My mama is one of my Facebook friends, and I said I ain't about to change. I don't cuss and I don't do all of that kind of stuff when I'm around you. But this Facebook, I'm gonna be cussing.
It's like, okay, can you do can you teach little Timmy how to box? And you're like, all right, let's go.
Knock his ass out.
Right.
You should have squared up. What's wrong with you, kid?
It's Facebook.
Right. I be warning people. It's just like, yo, this ain't like I don't know the person that you think I am, but if you're very wrong, you're going to be shocked by what you see today.
Okay, there's the name of the Facebook group: Unearthing Obscure and/or Crusty Images and Facebook Photos that age like milk.
Wow.
You should check it out. It's really funny.
Yeah, I'll put that. I'll copy that somewhere else so I can remember to do it.
I'll send you a link later.
Okay. So, do we have anything that we want to talk about before we get into consumption?
Chase, you got anything?
Okay. I started watching Misfits again, and I remember how much I used to like that show, especially the first couple of seasons. Misfits is an old British show it's basically kind of like almost like a British Heroes.
Is that the one that's on Hulu?
Yes. Okay,
I've never seen it, but I've seen trailers and stuff.
Because so I was talking to Pooh Bear about it, and then I told Pooh Bear, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just watch the first episode so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. And then I noticed one of the guys. I was like, I know him from something, and then I started recognizing these people from other things, like the guy who's the first probation worker. He played in Black Panther. There's this one lady who is in Black Mirror. Like the guy, the loudmouth guy, is Klaus on Umbrella Academy. Like, this is like years earlier, but he's like Klaus on Umbrella Academy, and I'm like, and then Pooh Bear said that the brother ends up playing in one of the shows that she likes. He's an adult now, like an adult. But Misfits is basically these people. They're in like they had to go to a community center for what do you call it? Community service, and because they're all delinquents in some way, shape, or form. They had to go for community service, and while they're there, a storm happens, and they all get superpowers. And it's kind of like Freshmen. If you ever read the comic book Freshmen, it's based off of what they were doing or what they were thinking about at the time. Their powers are kind of based off of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. Like, Freshmen is fucking hilarious. Like, it is absolutely fucking hilarious. It's like they all have superpowers based off of what they were doing. Like the one dude was jerking himself off, and now he has a really large and indestructible penis. There was these two people that were having sex, and now they can telekinetically push and pull things, but only when they're touching each other. This one guy was actually tending to his plants and actually talking to his plants. Now he can hear plants, and apparently plants are very vulgar.
Damn.
He's a vegetarian, so now like these plants are talking to him, and he can hear them, and now he doesn't know what to do for food because he's a vegetarian, and these rude ass fucking plants keep talking to him. So it's really that comic book is a graphic novel. The one that I have was a graphic novel. That was like super fucking interesting. One dude was getting drunk for the first time, and now like all of a sudden he can like be drunk at any point, and then like he can burp, and like all of a sudden you drunk. It's like weird shit like that. But the guy with the indestructible penis is the funniest.
Did he wish?
I'm looking at the pictures in this Facebook group, but
did he wish
at some point in society, this is just fucking weird.
I'm joining the group. I'll look at it later.
Fucking weird. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with us?
Well, I did find on Twitter once that was like club photos that go hard or something, and it's just like really weird. Out of one of the funniest ones is this dude, like this girl was just talking to this other girl, and she had like one of those Guy Fawkes masks, right? Like but she had it on she had it around, like she used to have it on, but she turned it around so she can talk to. And then this dude was so drunk he was just making out with it, and he was like behind her.
There was a picture I saw earlier from like I forgot what year it was labeled, but it was like really funny. It was like this big, huge, like inflatable penis, and this guy was like hitting it like this, and like it says on there, George pounding cock.
My friends send me some weird memes and shit like that. But yeah, nothing I really want to talk about right now, so I don't even know why I said that. But yeah, so I watched that. I did watch the most recent season of the Umbrella Academy. I enjoyed the shit out of that. I don't think I'm going to be watching the most recent season of Stranger Things very soon. I just never really made it around to it, but the other show that I do is off for a week because Rashani is going to a basketball tournament for his son or for his kids. You know, he's a basketball coach, and so I don't have that to watch this week, so I'll have something else to deal with. So I'm probably going to watch Stranger Things this week. I already know too much because people spoil shit.
I got spoiled the same day. People were posting memes the same day.
Exactly.
Like, you motherfuckers could not wait one fucking day.
Right. I at least give you a week before I really start fucking.
But it wasn't like someone just said something. They intentionally went out and made a meme of something that happened on the show the same day, and we're already like, this scene gave me the feels. Like, fuck up.
Oh, speaking of giving you the feels, have y'all seen the Black Panther trailer?
Yes. Have you, Chase?
I don't understand why people would say they've been crying. I'm like, yo, this seems like it's gonna be fucking great, but I ain't think about no fucking crying. People are talking about
Angela Bassett crying about her family.
Yeah, but like, oh my god, have you seen the video? Is the Kiki Wyatt doing her Angela Bassett impression?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, I will look on my Facebook. Look on my Facebook. I shared it earlier. Oh my god, it's fucking hilarious. Because she has it down. And then I think that's all I've been watching. You know, all of the YouTube shit. So well, we'll start with you, Sam. What you been watching?
Well, aside from like just shows that I've been watching, just one thing that I started watching. So because I was looking at a lot of writing videos, a lot of writing YouTube and stuff, and so there was this one girl who does like a day in the life of me as a writer, and she was like, okay, I do this, this, and this, and then I go to work, and then she went to work, and she works at Starbucks, and she put the camera down on the counter while she's making drinks, and I'm like, yo, this shit's kind of relaxing. I kind of like this. She's just people ordering drinks. She's like, okay, boom. And I'm like, yo, this is cool. So I started looking up more of those from other people. And then then I ran into this dude who does the same thing working the breakfast line at McDonald's. I'm like, yo, why is this shit so calming? This dude just making fucking biscuit sandwiches at McDonald's. And it's just like the most calming thing in the world. So I started looking at that. That's just something
you're watching structured and organizational porn, basically.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm like, I kind of like this.
That should have been the show title: Structured and Organizational Porn.
It's probably from years of working like assembly lines and stuff. Maybe that's why. I don't know, because I used to do that. I used to do that at Nokia. I used to put together the phone boxes and put together like all the stuff that goes into it. Like boom, all right, charger, boom, boom, boom.
I worked at Domino's, but not for very long. My favorite thing to do at Domino's was making the boxes because
Were you like the box guy in that video?
It was just so therapeutic. I don't know.
You see,
I've only worked food service one time and one time only, and I will never do that shit ever again.
Yeah,
I worked at a big restaurant in Busch Gardens.
I did it when I was younger. I wouldn't do it now at my age, just because like there's a lot of bending and stuff. I don't have the energy for any of that.
Yeah, I don't either. And the type of work that you have to do doesn't match the pay, so there's that. And and then but I did. My first job was at Moe's. I don't know if you guys had Moe's in Texas.
Moe's.
I know.
What is it? What is it?
They make wraps and shit.
It's like Chipotle, but a lot better.
No, I don't think we have that here.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever had it is when I applied to there, and I've always loved their food. They're fantastic. But anyway, and then, Domino's, and then I went back to Moe's for a little bit, and then I worked at a truck stop for a while in the mountains. That was a hoot. But, man, I had some stories about that.
I can imagine all those stories happening there.
Yeah, especially the fucking women's bathroom. There's one time, someone... I don't know if you're...
People that I know that clean up for a living, they say women's bathrooms are always fucking disgusting.
You ever seen The Office? I mean, I know you guys have seen The Office.
Mm-hmm.
I have
not Scar, but I thought that maybe you did.
I personally didn't dig The Office, but I watched the first season and I started the second season, and I was just like, I just don't think this is for me. I had the same thing about Mad Men.
Well, I had to clean up a double-decker, which is basically someone standing on the toilet and pooping onto the top of the toilet, and that was in the women's bathroom.
They were too good to sit on it.
I guess.
Yeah, it's a truck stop bathroom.
I mean, they
ain't got those. They ain't got those little paper things like we hovering.
No, this wasn't hovering. This was standing up on it. Right?
We made some good. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. How else are you going to poop on the back of the toilet?
Yeah, you got to hover. Like, you got to float it and try to line that bitch up. You know what I mean? You got to get your... I mean, there got to be some yoga poses or some shit like that you can do to prepare yourself for shit in that manner. But yeah.
You got to consult your local yogi.
We did make some good fucking food, though.
There've been people talking about truck stops lately because people from the South keep talking about how great Buc-ee's is over Wawa, and like we don't know anything about Buc-ee's.
Yeah, like I've never been to Wawa.
Yeah, the Buc-ee's seems to be like the greatest place on earth for these people.
It's the happiest truck stop. It's like the Disney World of truck stops. Pretty much, but then I've never had Wawa, so I don't have anything to compare it to.
Wawa is not really a truck stop; it's just like a gas station. They sell food and do all kinds of crazy shit. It's like some people say what Sheetz is. It's the kind of same thing as Sheetz.
Well, I would technically say that yes, those are truck stops. They're just modern truck stops. Well, I would at the Haywood Cafe, that was a truck stop, but Wawa and just a 7-Eleven
that has a truck stop component to it. That's how I can describe Buc-ee's.
Right, but every truck stop has the gas station.
Yeah, but people don't go there. The main function of that place anymore stopped being a truck stop a long time ago. The main function of that now is to service people.
Wawa actually got some good food, though. Here's the thing, though. My coworker told me, because Wawa just started selling hamburgers, and my coworker told me for 2 fucking days how great those hamburgers are. And I said, I don't eat out that much these days. Money issues. I don't eat out that much. But I need one of these hamburgers. So, my lunch break at work, I went to fucking Wawa, and I'm looking around because I'm trying to order, and I'm trying to figure out where the fucking hamburgers are. You know what this bitch told me? They don't serve hamburgers until 4 o'clock. What the fuck? I was mad as a bitch because I went completely out of my way to go back the complete opposite way because I was plotting on this fucking hamburger and I couldn't get a fucking hamburger. I was mad as a bitch that day. And I ain't been back since. Well, actually, no. I did go to Wawa the other, couple Saturdays ago when I took my ex to the airport. And it was 5 o'clock in the morning. So I stopped in there and I got me some breakfast sandwiches. Technically, I bought 2 because I was gonna give Pooh Bear one, but her ass ain't get up. So I went to sleep. I woke up. Pooh Bear was still asleep, so I ate the other one. Fuck it.
But yeah,
she ain't get up till noon.
Yeah, I would still consider those truck stops, but they're it's almost like they're truck stop inspired. Let's say that, because they're no Loves or Buc-ee's or something like that. But
there was a truck stop. I don't know what it's called because it's been a while. When I was on my way to Alabama, with my ex, and it's she considers that place like the halfway point, so she always stops there. When she went to Alabama or whatever. And that's where the lady said to credit her debit. And she had the most adorable accent in South Carolina. She said, credit her debit. And I was like, oh, you sound so adorable. Credit her debit.
But yeah. If you want me to get elitist about a truck stop, it ain't no truck stop unless it has an open face sandwich. There you go. But.
All right, jeez.
Okay.
Let me see. What else was I watching? I started watching Westworld. Have either of y'all watched that?
I watched the first season. I have not watched anything after the first season.
It's fucking weird.
It's weird, but the way that it comes together at the end of the first season.
I haven't finished it.
No, I'm not going to spoil anything. But the way that it comes together at the end of the first season, you're like, this was weird, but it was worth it.
It's it asks so many questions. I'm like, well, are we actually living? Like when we dream, is stuff actually happening to us? And then the dream is the reset.
It's Toy Story for weird adults. But
let me see. What was the last thing that I saw? The last one I just finished, the one where Thandie Newton found the bullet in her body.
Okay,
that's the last one I saw.
Has she started having visions yet?
Yeah, she started having visions. She started seeing she started seeing the dude in the suit.
Yeah, the man in black.
The guy in the hazmat suit. Yeah, and then the dude told her, "Oh yeah, that's a shade." I'm like, okay.
Yes. That is some of it is kind of creepy because the way that they have to edit them to make it seem like they are actual robots. So when they where they're not blinking and fucking a fly will just kind of land on them and they just don't move, they don't feel it because they're fucking robots. It's creepy because it's just yo, that shit was in your eye.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? You had a fucking fly in your eye and you didn't even move. It didn't bother you at all because you're a fucking robot, man.
Well, it wasn't Eon Flux, so she just grabbed it with her eyelashes. So
I think I could possibly pull that off. I have long eyelashes. I have to cut them because if I let them grow, they start to look very, very feminine. They start curling and shit. It's very weird.
But yeah, I've been watching that. That's really good. That's it just makes you wonder, are we seeing that stuff too? Is that what we see ghosts as? Or are ghosts actually people coming to reset us? You know?
I would love to have a conversation with you when you finish the first season. I now have HBO, so I should actually go back and watch it, but I know there's at least 2 different shows that I need to go back.
That's because I know that a shade is something from folklore. Shade is a ghost, is a spirit, in our world. But in their world, the Shade is that fucking dude in the hazmat suit coming to reset their ass every morning.
Right. And then the idea that their stories get rewritten and for some reason they start remembering past stories.
Yeah, it's more like the Mandela when we think we have the Mandela effect.
Exactly.
To them it's actually happening.
Exactly.
And like they're like, wait, did I pick up the trash yesterday? I don't know. Maybe. But like that's what makes this show so great. But I heard that like it takes a dip after a certain, I think season 2 or season 3 dips really drastically as far as quality.
I don't know about that part. I only watched the first season, so I can't tell you that. But at the end of that first season, whoa, buddy.
But yeah, so far, fucking excellent show.
Yeah, it is. No, at least the first season was. That's one of the shows people don't really talk about that much anymore.
I think it's because they took so long. They were gone for like 4 or 5 years, and they recently came back with this season they got going on now.
Yeah, that's kind of like what's happening right now with the Nevers, because the Nevers, well, first of all, the Nevers had to drop Joss Whedon, because that shit came out, and then all of the stuff about Joss Whedon came out with the Justice League and all that other shit. So,
right.
So they had to drop Joss Whedon. It's another Joss Whedon show, and I don't even think they finished the first season. I don't know if that was the first season or whether they're just going to do different. I don't know, because they stopped production, of course, and then COVID happened. So I don't know when that shit's coming back. But if the Nevers is actually pretty decent. It's like okay, you know how I just talked about Misfits being like heroes, but like with these like juvenile delinquents. The Nevers is like heroes, but in like a Victorian steampunk.
Oh no, that sounds weird.
But there's another component. That last episode changes everything. It's so weird. Like the last episode of what's out now, you start watching that episode and you're like, you keep pressing pause and try to make sure that the Nevers actually came up, because it seems like a completely different show.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, but it all ties in.
Kind of like this past season of Atlanta, where you know what the hell you were watching.
I'm behind on Atlanta.
This season had a bunch of side stories of people who were completely unrelated to the main story. So every time it came on, I'm like, wait, am I watching Atlanta or am I looking at something else?
Right. Atlanta's just fucking weird. I prefer to watch Atlanta when I'm at work, because I like watching it on my browser, where I have because I have Hulu with the ads, but so I got an ad blocker on my browser, so I like watching it on TV on the computer as opposed to watching it on TV. Right. Even though I am watching Misfits, I'm watching Misfits with the ads, and the ads are getting on my fucking nerves because it's the same 3 ads over and over again.
What was that one that they had? That one app that had Crackle? Remember Crackle?
I never watched Crackle, but I know.
I watched one movie on Crackle. Never again, because they played the same Jack in the Box commercial the entire time.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell you the worst one. This is the worst one. The CW app.
Oh yeah.
CW app not only will play the same commercials over and over again, it will play the exact same commercial 3 times in a commercial break. In one commercial break, they'll play the same thing 3 times. They just roll that bitch back until the fucking commercial break is over with. That's another one that I like watching on my computer to get rid of the ads.
Right. Let me see. What else is I look at? Because I started watching the Clone Wars a long time ago, and season 1 and 2, which is one doing it for me. I'm like, this is basically just like what they accused Phantom Menace of being, C-SPAN with monsters. That's what the first 2 seasons were. Season 3 kind of picks up. Season 3 kind of picks up a bit, but season 4 is where it gets really good. 5 was pretty good. 5 was pretty good. 6 is where they kind of lost me, because that's when Disney cut them off. Disney was like, okay, you're done. But they had a bunch of leftover episodes, and so they put that out as season 6, just 13 just random ass episodes that had nothing to do with the overall story.
I heard Rebels is really good though.
I've seen like some of the first season of Rebels. It's okay, but without the reference point of Clone Wars, I was completely lost for a while. But then
I kind of looked up like what I watched the Bad Batch, so I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so I wasn't going to go back and try to watch all these seasons. So I just watched a synopsis. I'm like, okay, what do I need to know leading up to Bad Batch?
Right. So I watched the first episode of Bad Batch, and I was completely lost. So that's when I decided, okay, you know what? I'm just going to watch all these in chronological order.
How were you lost? Because
I was lost as to like, hey, who these guys were and what they were related to the rest of the previous show. It turns out that they were a group that appeared in season 7 of the Clone Wars. It is that was kind of like, you know how like a show would introduce a character just to spin them off into something else. That's kind of what they did with the Bad Batch.
Or like a show would bring on a little kid and fuck the whole show up.
No. Bring on a character with the intention of spinning off into something else.
Yeah, like
kind of like a different world, like when they brought on Billy D. Williams for that one weird episode, and then never again. It's because he was supposed to get his own show off that.
Right. I mean, a different world was a spinoff on itself. So
right. Yeah, there was an episode where like Billy D. Williams was like a landlord, and like the younger kids were moving into the apartment. And it was just like really, really weird because that was supposed to be its own show. But anyway, so I'm at the beginning of season 7 now. I just finished the first episode. Apparently this show actually ends up being really good. Apparently, from what I heard, this season 7, the last season, is supposed to be like the best. So I'm looking forward to finishing that up. And then moving on to Rebels.
What happened with me is I think I watched like the first 2 seasons, but that was on my old Netflix account, which changed when I got separated.
Yeah, seasons 1 and 2 are just kind of fucking boring.
Yes, very much so. I just like watched the synopsis and like, okay, I'm just gonna start from the Bad Batch because like Disney Plus, there hasn't been very many misses on Disney Plus.
Would you call it Bad Company?
Yeah, I call it Bad Company.
It's very much Bad Company. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that type of thing. But you know, with clones, it's really good. I'm trying to see how or when the Bad Company, Bad Batch stuff actually integrates into the rest of Star Wars.
Right.
I want to see if a specific character shows up somewhere else. And like, I think that a perfect place for that character would have been the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, someone said that like they wanted, at least at one point in the sequel trilogy, for like Rex to show up as like an old man or an old clone. But then again, like you would have actually had to have made it all the way there, because they were built with age progression, so they aged a lot quicker. So he would have been an old man, probably like a little bit when the Empire took over. So he would have made it to the sequel trilogy.
I have no comment. I can't say anything because I don't know.
Okay. No, they wanted a live action Rex, and I'm like, that probably wouldn't happen. I don't know, but
I love that scene at Obi-Wan with him wearing the outfit. He said that was the first time he actually wore the actual clone trooper outfit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That very small cameo in Obi-Wan. He's better.
So I was looking this up, and apparently, because I was wondering like, why did they completely get rid of clones? Why did they start using regular people? And it's because of the age progression they put on there. They all retired them.
So a lot of that is covered in the Bad Batch.
Oh, okay. All right,
it covers a little bit of how this happened. It doesn't get too deep into why, but you 100% understand by the end of the season of the Bad Batch, you 100% understand what's really happening here.
Right.
It's just a lot of seasons, man, to where like I've heard that shit's really good, but then it's really daunting because you're like, you have to watch like 5 seasons for really getting the really good stuff. You're like, geez, that's 5 years worth of content. You know that, right?
And then the thing about the Clone Wars is like the early seasons look like fucking Samurai Jack and shit. Like,
that was the original series. There was two Clone Wars series. One of them had that weird wonky animation. Okay. And then the other one was 3D, the 3D animation.
Okay.
But yeah, that's actually a better show than the other one because
what flavor is that?
It's just amazing.
My mom brought these over. It says Riptide Rush. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be.
It looked dark. I was thinking that it might be great.
It's that great.
How are you drinking that?
You got that great, son.
I told her to don't bring anything too dark because we just wanted something light, But,
I have a joke there.
Don't bring anything too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm sure she told you that before too.
Right.
It's one of the Frost ones.
I don't know what the white people equivalent of if she can't use her cone, don't bring her home. I don't know what the white people equivalent to that is. Is there like a saying
if her grandfather couldn't vote? They don't bring her home. I don't know.
well, his father-in-law is a black dude. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, ex.
Huh? He not around no more?
Well, I mean, he's around, but they just not.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But
my bad, though.
No, I mean he's around.
But no, that's pretty much
Kids
it.
And all.
But like I was mentioning in the Scarchasm thing, like there's an episode where they actually uncovered the Order 66 chip or thing or whatever, and everybody was just like, I don't know, he's just fucking crazy. I don't know. I'm like, man, okay. But I just thought that was funny. They were like, I have no clue why he did that. I don't know.
Yeah, the Emperor just Cuban bees the fuck out of that shit.
I'm like, man, look at this dude. Look at he's just wilding out, trying to shoot at Jedi. I don't know. Well, let's go get some to eat.
Fucked up. All right, Chase, what you got? What you been watching?
Watching just kind of, especially when I was sick, just going back to old stuff. I was just kind of watching some Boy Meets World and some Seinfeld and like shit like that I know that I can just kind of feels like when I was a kid, I normally do that when I'm sick anyway. I have a big playlist of movies too. That's just like comfort food stuff. But this time I just watched shows. But I didn't really watch too much this time because the sinus pressure thing is like behind my eyes. So like if I watched something too much, I'll just get a real bad headache. So I just went to sleep most of the time. I just watched a couple episodes, and that kind of show is also like 20-minute shows. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like too much of a commitment.
Like the Clone Wars.
Yeah. I guess.
I mean, those episodes are really short. Especially the first couple of seasons. Those episodes are pretty short. So.
What's really short is if you actually get into like a cartoon, like Adventure Time or something. Those episodes are like 11 minutes.
Jeez.
But like, it's that type of show, those type of shows to where like an episode is like 2 episodes. So like if you look, this season's got 50 episodes, it's really got 20 or 25.
Yeah, it's kind of like a season of Cobra Kai, like because those episodes are relatively short. Like it's 10 episodes, but like it's 5 hours of work. You know what I mean? Like that's the reason why every time a new season of Cobra Kai comes out, I watch it that first day.
Chase, did you ever watch Venture Brothers?
I did. I haven't watched it in a long time.
What did you think? People always get on going on about it to me, and I'm like, okay, I'll sit down and watch it. Not for me.
It's a thing to where it's almost like you had to grow up with like Johnny Quest and stuff to like get what it's riffing on.
Oh, I get it. I just did nothing for me.
But yeah, and also a lot of that early
that's that early Cartoon Network stuff, like 02, 03 stuff.
Yeah, you have to kind of have the been there to where, like, if you kind of go back now, unless you had the nostalgia for it, you're like, what the fuck is Squidbillies? What the fuck is going on here? But, you know what I mean? It's a lot of weird shit.
Because I don't watch a lot of animation, so.
It was a comedy show, basically like Johnny Quest. It was just a weird show that people recommended it to me. I was like, it's a little too melanin deficient for me.
Didn't Mike Tyson have a show on Cartoon Network before?
Like the Mike Tyson Mysteries or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
You look a detective.
You know something that I saw a little while ago, but
with the Cosby Mysteries. Yeah, I saw that too.
No. I saw Mike Tyson in a bee costume, just dancing and talking about how he feels beautiful. And you know what? I felt genuinely happy for that man.
A bee costume?
Yeah, he's in a bee costume just fucking dancing and talking about how he feels beautiful. And I'm like, you know what? I feel genuinely happy for Mike Tyson. Like, I don't know why. I mean, because, Mike Tyson been through some things. So I was genuinely happy. He seems like he's just having fun. And like, because he smokes a lot of weed and stuff now. Like, his life is a whole lot easier than it used to be for Mike Tyson. And you know what? I'm happy for him.
Yeah, man.
All right, what else you got?
I mean, that's pretty much been it for watching, other than, what we watch on when we're reacting. I mean.
Right. Okay. All right, let's go games. You want me to go first or you want me to go last?
It don't matter. Let's let Sam go first.
Honestly, God, I've not been playing anything. I've been playing The Sims.
He said that earlier.
I'm playing The Sims. I mean, that's pretty much it. Just trying to get through my career.
I forgot you said that you were playing The Sims, and I forgot to send you Pooh Bear's name so you can look up the shit that I created on her gallery.
Does she have packs? Because if she has packs, a lot of that stuff I probably won't be able to look at. Or I can look at it, but I just can't download them.
She has a lot of that stuff, like a lot.
Yeah, I don't have any.
A whole lot. I tried. I really did try. I own it. I own it on Origin, and it just couldn't hold my attention. And like the learning curve when it comes to the building is. Oh, and I watched someone
do that though. Sometimes some of the houses are pre-built and pre-furnished. So you just go in there and do whatever.
And there's somebody that I follow for a long time. He does like gaming videos and stuff like that, but he has a whole separate channel for the Sims stuff, and some of his creations is like, wow, dude.
Oh yeah, like, some people out there.
Yeah, I've seen him make houses and stuff like that, and I was like, yo, that's fucking dope. But I've seen him make a whole fucking apartment. Like,
yeah, like this one girl on Twitch the other day, I was watching her. She made a strip club for her characters, and it was so weird, but so fucking funny at the same time.
I think the guy's name is Flabaliki. Well, one of his channels is called Flabaliki, and then his Sims channel used to be called The Sim Supply, but I think it just changed into his actual name, James Turner. So he plays a lot of The Sims, and he does a lot of like design stuff, and he is fucking fantastic at this.
I've just been watching my Sims just do stuff. Like I bought them like a little observatory tower and put it in their yard. You know what the first thing they did? They went in there and they boned.
Okay.
I was like, motherfuckers, why did you do that?
Yeah, I like creating the characters, like picking out their personalities and all of that kind of stuff, and like designing like their clothes. Now, here's the problem with designing the clothes. Like you have to design so many different outfits. Like you have to design the regular clothes that they wear, like when they go to sleep, what they wear to work, and like I'm maybe exaggerating there, but like you have to design every single one of those.
Yeah, well, apparently I created two horny mofo's because they went to town in that observatory. The first thing they did, like they couldn't even go in there and look at the stars or do any stargazing. No, they went in there.
You playing on PC?
Yeah. I don't have mods. They just went in there and woohooed.
Okay, I might actually go into my Origin and like create some shit just to have like like you just throw some people in your neighborhood or whatever. Like, the Corbins.
It's Chase. Why is he coughing?
Yeah.
Can you do that? Can you do that? Because I'll create me. Put in your word.
Okay. The reason I stopped playing The Sims was...
Well, your girl plays The Sims, right?
Chase?
Does she still
yeah.
play The Sims?
Oh, I thought you were talking about him. She plays The Sims all the time, yeah. That's
okay, so okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said that's her most played game.
Oh, let me tell you why I stopped playing The Sims 1. When The Sims 1 came out, when I was just kind of like going to work and just doing stuff, I was like about 20, 21, 22 when I was playing The Sims 1. I got so immersed into it. I started making my friends and putting them into my town and everything. I even made their shirts, made the clothes that they wear and stuff like that.
Wow.
So the day I stopped playing is when I was sitting outside. I saw I was sitting in my room playing the game and I was just looking outside in the window. I was sitting there playing the game. One of my friends walked by outside out here wearing the same shirt he was wearing in The Sims. As he was also walking by. I was like, okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, that's a little bit much. I played The Sims 1, but the one that I had the most fun with?
2? I heard 2 was the best. I heard. I never played it.
No, for me, and most people don't know this, but Busting Out for the Xbox.
I know Busting
Out for the Xbox. I played. Yeah. No, they were rubbing one out, but I played the shit out of Busting Out on the Xbox. And I really like the hip hop and like urban music radio channel That shit bangs, dog.
They started
Like,
putting real songs into it and just make it. They have the artists record their songs, but in Simlish.
yeah, they started doing shit like that with the Black Eyed Peas, and like that's when I knew the shit was too much.
Yeah, I was listening to the one of my sons was listening to music, and I was like, I know this song. What song is this? It's a Janelle Monáe song. I'm like, that's where I heard this before. Okay, fucking weird.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Busting Out was cool, but The Sims 2, like if you get Sims 2 on PC, it's like a regular Sim game. But if you get Sims 2 on a console, it's like you can like control your Sim like a third person like action game, like walk them around the house and stuff. And a lot of people don't know about that, but that was one of the most unique Sims games because you could basically be your Sim.
You know, one time at band camp, my daughter came over and she didn't bring her computer with her. And she wanted to play The Sims. And I was like, well, I have Game Pass Ultimate. It has EA Access in it. I could just download it for the Xbox. So, downloaded for the Xbox, started it up, put a controller in her hand, and she went, what the fuck is this shit? Like, she had that look on her face, like, what the fuck is this shit? I can't get jiggy with this shit. She was like, I don't like this. And then she just put the controller down and went on about her business.
Damn. She'd rather not play than play your version. Wow.
Yeah, she did not want to play the console version, like, at all.
Like I was talking about the console version of Sims 2, where they actually kind of made a new game. The console version of Sims 4, it's like, well, here's Sims 4, but you're using the controller now.
Yeah, well, I noticed. Exactly. I remember Sims 2 on PC or the Sims on console. One of them turned into like an objective game. It gives you objectives to do. He says, "Okay, do this. Now go and do this." I'm like, "Wait, what happened?"
Yeah, that shit. I mean, my daughter is like super into The Sims. That's her main game. But then I realized that we were when I was playing The Division the other day, we pulled up the little Ubisoft app thing, and it tracks a whole bunch of stuff for you. I have over 600 hours in The Division, and of the list of the friends that I have, I'm third.
Wow.
I'm third. Yeah. So I say, but yeah, back to The Sims busting out, yo. Look up the hip hop channel music. That shit jams, dog. Shit jams. I still listen to that from time to time. I just bust off find out what video got that got the one I'm looking for, and I'm about that life.
Oh yeah, you'll find all those on YouTube. Yeah.
Yep. All right. What you got, Chase?
Well, I let me get myself situated. Well, a couple of weekends ago, have I talked about the Dark Pictures anthology? Because that's the one thing about these. Every 2 weeks, I can't remember if I actually.
It sounds familiar because like the name sounded familiar, and it wouldn't be something that I would know.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be something that I would It wouldn't be something that I would recognize if you hadn't said it.
Right. Well, we were scheduling a camping trip, and then it rained out, so we just got our money back, and we were like, "Well, still take the kids," because my parents were going to take the kids for the weekend. Mm-hmm. So we just played those games like all weekend. We finished The Man of Medan, which was the first one, and we finished Little Hope. We never got to finish House of Ashes, though. Man of Medan is like kind of a ghost ship type one. It's made by the same people who did Until Dawn. And
yeah, we definitely had this conversation before.
We did? Okay. Well, anyway, I finished those, and then play a little bit of Strange Brigade with the Vessel guys and with AZ Rockslide, actually. I haven't talked to him in like fucking a decade, right? But
yeah.
And Golf with Your Friends with Matt and them. And I had finished Ghostwire Tokyo, so that's in the books, and I really dug that game. It's kind of a, if you don't like open worldy type of games, you probably won't like it, but I thought the gameplay was fun, and the stuff you did in open world was fun, and the side quests were interesting with little folklore things, and you can play it kind of in front of the kids because I mean it's T-rated, but it's got a little bit of spooky, but it's not like anything too crazy. And I started back up playing Red Dead 2. I'm trying to finish that up, which is which is still fantastic. That's pretty much all of them. Oh, I started.
That's crazy because you started Red Dead 2 when I was there.
I know. That time I started Red Dead 2, that was on the Xbox, and then somebody lost my disc. I don't know. I just had disc 2, but anyway. And then when it came on Game Pass, I started playing it from that save. Well, actually, yeah, it was. So I started playing it from then, and then I played pretty far on Game Pass. And when it went off Game Pass, I bought it and played it a little bit further then. And then I got it on PC and started over. So I had started over again when I got it for PC. And on PC, I am 70.6 hours in.
That's a long time, though.
Yeah.
So yeah. I said before, like my time with my Division character is measured in days, not hours anymore.
Right.
Anything else?
That's pretty much it. I was about to say I had started Lawnmower Simulator because I thought that maybe my littlest would like get a kick out of, he likes tractors and stuff, and you get to name your lawn mowing company, and I named it No Credit Lawn, and then see that's how my text sounds, but I don't know who is texting me right now. Oh, it's my mom asking how we were doing, but yeah, so we did that, and my guy has a mustache, and his name is like Ricky Sanders or something. So yeah, that's pretty much been me.
That's like a generic ass name.
Yeah, I know. Sounds like a guy with a mustache, right?
Yeah, it does actually. Ricky Sanders at your service. We cut your grass today. You know what? If anything, we gonna cut your grass today.
No credit.
No credit. I need cash up front. But we gonna cut your grass today. All right, you said that's it for you?
Yeah, man. But yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo, I really recommend that to anybody that likes open world games. But
okay. Speaking of open world games, I did not necessarily play, but I helped my daughter try to understand Cyberpunk a little bit more because she doesn't really play RPGs in that fashion. So I'm like, I go down, usually she would be playing while I'm like podcasting or something like that. So then I go downstairs and she's playing the game. And then she's like, these people, they aren't dying. And it was just like, okay, look at your guns. Are you using the best guns that you have? And she's like, why is it like this? And it's like, you're playing an RPG.
Welcome to RPGs.
Exactly. It's like, you keep using this pistol, but there's a perfectly good shotgun right here. How about using that? And so I helped out with some of the stuff. And she seems to be like totally back into the.
If you can get her into it, the thing to get into is
modding.
Getting that upgrade to where you get those knife arm things and just start.
Oh yeah. No, I was modding the crap out of my guns.
She doesn't understand RPG, so I'm just like, she's like, I don't know how to get this thing done. And I was like, well, what kind of skills do you have? She was like, skills?
Well like you should at least play I mean, I don't think that Cyberpunk's like the most RPGist of RPGs, but it's on up there, you know what I mean? I would say baby's first RPGs would be like maybe Fable or even like a Far Cry game.
She played a little bit of Fable. I think her biggest issue is shooting. She doesn't necessarily like shooters. Like The Sims is her game. And like Sims and like what's your Stardew Valley and shit like that. She doesn't necessarily play a whole bunch of games with combat, but she bought this game. She bought it, and she bought it with her own money. So she bought it, and now she's trying to like play through it. But like the shooting aspect is what's fucking with her because she hasn't played a whole lot of first-person shooters.
Right, and I mean,
so she's getting to places and she's getting stuck, and then like she'll be like, I've been stuck on this for like an hour, and it's just like, you do realize you could just go that way. Like it was a part where she had to be stealthy, and she's like trying to figure it out. She's like, they just keep catching me, and it keeps restarting the mission, and I was just like, yeah, you see that open store over there, that's where you're supposed to be sneaking around because that's not where they are. They're on the outside, so like go that way. And she's just like, oh, it's like one of those things to where it's out. I wish that I could, I wish that I could give her some first person stuff that will actually like step her game up. But
Yeah, that's what I
she
say.
didn't
Like,
want to. She
stuff
didn't
like
want to
Far
play this
Cry and
shit.
stuff. Because at least then you would at least have some skill trees. Like, it's not an RPG, so you could like literally get all the skills in the whole game in a playthrough. But like, I don't know.
I think a perfect game that she would never play because we tried to play it together, and then this was years ago, and it was cool while we were playing the game. But as soon as we stopped playing the game, she never thought about the shit ever again. Borderlands.
Oh yeah, like
That's
because
a good starter. That's a good starter RPG.
Yeah, yeah, because
it has the looter
it has
shooter
the
stuff.
yeah, it has the looter shooter stuff. It has skill trees. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. It has everything that she would need. But she 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 just doesn't want to play this shit. And it's just like if you should expand a little bit of like the games that you play and you might actually be better at this shit. So I helped her there. I played a little bit, but I've watched way more of the Farm Manager. I really want to buy Farm Manager for the Xbox. Like, I really want to buy it for the Xbox. But even though people say it's buggy, I would much rather play the game, even with a controller. I'd much rather play the game sitting on my couch than sitting right here. It's just like I'm not really that. I'm just not that gung ho about PC gaming. Even though Blue tried to get me a fucking video card for me to use. He found a video card, and then there was a mishap with the because it was a local pickup, but it was a local pickup in Baltimore, so I had to talk to my ex-wife and try to see if I could set it up for them to get it, and then like the seller stopped talking and all kinds of stuff. Like it was just a weird like clusterfuck. But Blue really wants me to be about this PC life. So and I guess he's gonna try to make this shit happen himself.
I think it's all about trying to get us to playing together more. Because I think when we were playing certain things, and he's pretty much, I mean, me and Blue are pretty much in the same boat to where our consoles are pretty much went to our kids.
You do realize that only thing I'm really gonna do is play the Division, right? I'm just gonna play the Division.
I mean, but that's probably about what it is. Because me and Blue do like the Division. It's just when do I ever get the chance to get on the Xbox? And then sometimes we do get the chance to get on the Xbox, and it's like every now and again, you know. And then I'm like,
and then of course I played a shit ton of Division. I'm going to be playing what's it called? As Dusk Falls is one of those types of games that my daughter really likes. Those like storytelling games, but it just came out on Game Pass. Is one of those storytelling games like the Until Dawns and all that kind of shit. Quick time events and shit like that. So
yeah, I wasn't used to that game. Stray.
I have seen a lot of people playing that. I refuse to watch that. I refuse to watch someone play that. You know what I mean? Like it's just like nah.
Because you wanna play it. You don't want to spoil.
No, I don't want to be a cat. Sorry.
I don't know. It looks fun. I miss fun in video games. It's fun.
I mean, I have fun in video games. That's why I'm getting my fun from Farm Manager.
He's getting his fun from Division.
Because no, the Division.
We started talking about PC and Blue's back.
The Division at this point is a grind. It's a grind that I am aware of, and I understand it, and it doesn't frustrate me, but it's still a grind at this point. And I just started doing random shit like trying to like get like exotics that I never had before, exotic weapons and armor and shit like that I never had before. The ones that you do like quest items in order to get like blueprints and stuff like that to craft this shit. So I just been doing that lately because the manhunt is over. So even though that the ending of that manhunt was actually really, really good. Like it was really good. The current manhunt, the way that it was structured was really good. And it was just like, wow, it really took y'all 18 months to come up with this because they were pretty much gone for 18 months. So it took them 18 months to come up with this. But what they have cooking right now was actually pretty good. And I understand they have a smaller team because some of their team is doing the other stuff. They work for Ubisoft, so they're making They're making a Star Wars game that hasn't been announced, and they're making an Avatar game, not the Last Airbender, James Cameron Avatar game. So hopefully that goes well. But I would love for them to work on a third game. They are working on a mobile game, and then they're working on a free to play game. But those are two different teams. Like Red Storm, like remember fucking Red Storm? Red Storm is doing the free to play game. And I don't know who's doing the mobile game, but the mobile game looks like the Division 1. It's set in New York. Some of the shit looks exactly like the Division. So that seems like it'll be really cool. And like this is really the part of the show where I would really be wanting to actually end the show, but Chase left, so
right. Come on, Chase, hurry up.
He said all of my sim and building games you could also enjoy on PC. I do play those on PC. I play those on PC, but like if I had a video card that could run the Division, if my rig was strong enough to run the Division, fuck all that shit. I'm running the Division.
I saw a meme a little while ago. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but
okay.
Apparently the euro and the dollar are equal now, currently, or okay. Maybe like I saw someone post that as a meme, and they put it's called soccer now.
Wow.
Like damn.
Dirty business.
That's funny.
That's fucked up.
Hello, Chase.
Hello.
Oh, no, Chase is back. I was ready to wrap the show up after I got finished talking about what I was talking about, but then you were gone, so I couldn't actually wrap the show up.
It's okay. I was taking some medicine. Okay. Yeah, as I was talking more, I started coughing more, and so I took me some cough medicine. I'm better now, so I can go on. Actually,
no.
I can't.
No, we're not. I got things to do, and I got food to eat. I'm hungry.
You don't know about my next fast act, quick freeze.
Okay. All right. Anything that y'all wanted to talk about? Oh, Sam. What the fuck happened to your boy, Vince?
Who?
Vince.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, he got caught up.
My man.
We're gonna come for him.
My man was on top of the world, and then like everything just fucking crashed around him. He like fucking retired.
Well, I think originally what it wasn't so much that he was banging the paralegal or whatever. It's the fact that he paid her with company money.
Yeah, that's what I try to tell people. It's like, there's like, he was out here on these hoes. And it was like, okay. I mean, there's a lot of CEOs that be out here on these hoes.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
But now it's like more and more are coming out now.
Yeah.
And now they're like, okay, we got to get you off the paint.
Yep. And like, holy fuck, this shit would have, I mean, his wife tried to have a little political career at one point. This shit would have killed that shit. This shit would have killed that shit a long time ago. I mean, it's pretty much dead at this point, but like this would have killed that faster.
Wasn't she something under Trump's administration? She was a something, wasn't she? I think she was.
That I'm not 100% certain, but I know that they homies, right?
Yeah, they're pretty tight.
Yeah, they homies. So, but but your boy is fucked up right now.
Then they took him off the creative team, which is what everybody wanted because his ideas lately have been those last few years have been kind of doo doo.
I mean, his creative ideas have always been like.
It was funny though because me and Q were talking about he's gonna be over there with a big ass construction paper, crayons, writing down ideas, slipping them off to the side like, here, take this to them.
Right.
Big old Crayolas.
Right, he's gonna fucking try. He can't go back to the offices, so he's just gonna buy another office building across the street and try to send his ideas through paper airplanes.
He's gonna make a series of tunnels and mazes and stuff underneath the offices, and just that's how he'll shoot his things over there. Like like the thing at the bank. That's what he's gonna do.
Yes, my man is fucked up right now, and it's sad to see. But it might be time.
Right. Yeah.
And when The Rock bought the XFL, and I didn't know that his ex-wife is still his manager.
Who, The Rock's?
Yeah, she is the co-owner of the XFL. So when they do interviews and shit together.
His daughter has been training. His daughter is at the WWE Performance Center.
Yeah, she looks just like him too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sadly.
Yeah, she look a little bit too much like him. Like damn, you can have none of your mama in you.
I'm like, oh, no, I can't.
Yeah, she looks like she looks like Trans Rock. And so would Trans Rock be paper or scissors? But
okay, definitely scissors.
At least this is 2 hours into the podcast, so we might not get canceled.
Oh, we get canceled for that one. Yeah, we're definitely get canceled for that one. I've already gotten in trouble with the LGBT in the last couple of days. So.
You're in trouble with the senior community as well. Going after Nightwish like that. How dare you?
But you really need to watch that.
They got the Wish Hive coming after you.
It's weird. No, it's the army.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
We did get one comment on that were like, maybe he came over from something else, but he was like, I agree with these dudes. Like, yeah, Nightwish is doing the same freaking generic proto-symphonic rock that we've heard for 50 years. Like, it's nothing special. It's like, right on, guys.
Yeah, I need to actually like really sit down and like go back through these comments. But I need to go back through the comments on all these videos.
Well, the ginger one was very positive.
There's a lot of ginger. Yeah, there's a lot of ginger comments. But actually, some of the ginger comments are like, "Wow, y'all are really tame on this one." And I was like, "That shit was on purpose." Like, and I explained to the one dude that I knew from talking to on the Nightwish video and the Nightwish follow-up video. I've talked to him on both of those videos, and he said that we were really tame on this. And I was like, yo, this was the video that we recorded. You know, everything else up to now had been recorded in that session. So, like, this is the first video that we did after that Nightwish video came the fuck out.
It's crazy because we do that. Like, when you go back and look at the videos, you're like, Nightwish is the same session that Turnstile was recorded in. Like, these, like, it's like a month and a half worth of content all in one night. So that was the crazy thing, is like we just woke up and all of a sudden we were like, okay, what's going on?
Exactly. But and it was I'm one of the guys that I watched the Music Shed. I went back and I watched all of the things that he has done that we have done.
Uh-huh.
And being an actual musician, he is so much better at this than us. So much better. His Turnstile video was much better than ours. Holy fuck. Like, I went back and I watched our Turnstile video, and I was like, yeah. Like,
yeah, but Blue was like, they ain't got a bassist. I was like, he's the bassist. That's the bass.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm really enjoying those videos. And I'm happy about continuing. Like, I didn't know whether I was going to want to continue because I really like the bi-weekly thing of this show, because like every other week I just don't have nothing to do on Monday, but now I do. And sometimes I feel a little bit overwhelmed by doing this podcast and then doing the other podcasts and other stuff that I have to do during a normal week. Like, pretty much Monday through Thursday is booked with all there's podcast stuff every day, Monday through Thursday for me.
And I also felt like, should we be doing this like after the Nightwish thing? Not that I was like in sort of feels about it or anything, but it does feel different when we do our reaction videos. We're like really on the internet. When we do this, we're like in our little community. You know what I mean? It's like It's like we finally went public.
Yeah, and it's like when people were talking about like our shows and stuff like that. Some of the Nightwish people like went after us as far as like we only had a certain amount of subscribers, and like even the podcast videos only had like a couple of views here and there, a couple of views there. But like it's like we have a whole actual feed for the audio, and I can assure you,
YouTube is basically just a backup for our videos.
Yeah.
And
and the worst part about it is we also are fucking everything up, because we are every show that we do, we are releasing 2 versions on YouTube.
Can you release the audio one to go private, Because it is nice to have it, like, just in case we didn't go live, at least the audio one will be on YouTube.
I don't know if I can change that. I can look and see if it go private so that like the video is the main thing there. Or I can just turn it off.
And could you turn it like on, like if there was a episode where we just recorded and posted, and you just turn it on for that one episode? Just
I believe that's possible, but
because because like in 2020 we stopped going live because my internet was being shitty at that point, and that helped the YouTube still have a viable playlist there because the audio ones were just in that playlist at that point. But yeah, but the thing is with the reactions, we are now almost 50 subscribers when we were like maybe 12, which was basically like Blue and them, you know.
And then when Nightwish went up, we were at 30 something.
Yeah,
because we had gotten some subscriber from the other reactions.
Yeah.
So and now it's like going up. I really enjoy it. I'm not doing this, we're not doing this for no like, we want to get 1 million subscribers and all of this kind of stuff. We're just having fun.
We're not doing it for the clout. We're doing it for the.
And then we should have Sam on one of these days so that he can give us some of his 80s music, because he don't like nothing modern.
Well,
he said that.
I'll give you all that Miss Linda video again to look at.
No, we're gonna do Medi-Cal.
What is it video? Like just music stuff? Because I'm not really.
No, we've been doing music stuff, but like Blue has brought like some video game trailers and stuff a couple of times.
The music stuff
we've done music stuff. I've done some marching band stuff. Like it's just been like YouTube videos, that we mostly what we do is we bring something to the table that the others haven't seen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he wants to be on with Chaffee, so that episode will be in August. So bring something for us to react to, because we'll be doing a reaction before the podcast.
Cool. Hey, Scar, did you see that text I sent you? Like the Mr. T dude from that commercial?
Yes, I got the text, but I was in the middle of something and I completely forgot to respond. But yeah, I did the text.
Yeah, that dude saw him at the store and thought he was the real Mr. T. Was posing, took a selfie with him and stuff. I'm like, that's not Mr. T. That's just some dude.
That dude is such a fucking herb, yeah. But that's a conversation that's a private conversation. Yeah. But yeah, that nigga herb.
He really is.
All right, so on that note, go check out the reactions. We really dig that. Thank you all for listening to the podcast and the reactions, if you've done both. And we'll be back. We'll be back for August, because August starts next week, right?
Yes.
August.
And this is a big one because we got 5 Mondays in this month. I think that turns out most August, but in April it wasn't that way. So
right. So August is on and popping. We still got spaces open, so if you want to get on for August, let Chase know, because Chase is the one that's keeping track of all of this. We do have a Rashani episode coming, so that's going to be fun. But for everyone but Chase. Chase doesn't talk enough when me and Rashani are in the same place at the same time.
I have fun, but I'm more of a listener when you guys are around.
Yeah. So, all right. So again, thank you, everyone. Do the things like, share, subscribe, tell your mama, and tell you could, and then you know how we do. And we'll be back with August, and peace out to the Mortgage, yo.
Later. Glad to be done talking.
You sound fantastic, though.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Look, I'm telling you, Walt. All right, I ain't gonna talk.